Hello viewers, this is Heorotlinia. Welcome back to my playthrough of Dragon Quest V, Hand of the Heavenly Bride, for the Nintendo DS. We're continuing our honeymoon tour with Madason's lovely wife, Bianca. Technically, we're supposed to go pick up our ship at Lodestar Harbor next. But I think it's interesting to see Bianca's reactions to people. And once again, we have to put her back in the back of the lineup. Yes, I can imagine that life in Stock and Barrel was pretty predictable. Oh, that's alright, Bianca. We are off to your old home of Roundbeck. And here it is. First we have to deal with a ticking time bomb and a fungool. Such hazardous foes. I've got a lot of memories of this place. Remember when we rescued little Balmarin from them kids bullying him by the pond? Yes, I do. My family ain't around here anymore, but it's still nice to be back for a while. Welcome to Roundbeck. Thank you. What's a man to do, eh? I ran away from Coburg when things took a turn for the worse, you see. So now I'm stuck because I can't possibly go back to soldiering after doing a runner like that. He must have been pretty brave to run away from Coburg back in the day. He's obviously grown up a lot since them days as a kid when he was picking on Balmarin all the while. Sounds like it's all back to normal over in Coburg. I wonder what fixed everything. I remember him. He is one of the ones who used to pick on Balmarin all them years ago. I'm traveling the world in search of legendary weapons. I came to Roundbeck because I heard there was a man living here who knows a thing or two about legends. I don't remember anyone here knowing about legends. You're on a journey in search of someone, you say? Well, yes, I am. That reminds me of a king who was traveling the world, looking for his queen long, long ago. I never did hear of him finding her, so maybe he's still searching to this day. Ah, how romantic. I think I know whom you're talking about. Sounds like all's well over in Coburg again. Now I can start up my trading there again with no worries. Mind you, the trip between here and there could be a bit hairy. Yeah, I don't know that I'd be too happy about making that journey on my own neither. It is a fairly long journey. Ooh, hello there, young man. Would you like a drink? Why not? Here you are. Enjoy. Nothing to say to that, Bianca. Then what can I do for you? The legendary hero, eh? Just a sec. It's my dad who knows all about that. Why don't you go on in and pick his brains? So there's someone here who's in the know, eh? We should go and pick his brains. You want to know about the legendary hero, do you? Then you've come to the right place. Ah, do tell then. Long, long ago, the Lord of the Underworld, S. something or other, was resurrected and set about destroying the world. But then the legendary hero, with the Zenithian equipment on his side, defeated him and saved us all. He had 4 items altogether: the Zenithian sword, the Zenithian armor, the Zenithian shield, and the Zenithian helm. What happened to him after that? Some say he returned to Zenithia up in the sky, but I don't know if that's what really happened or not. It was all a long time ago anyway, so I very much doubt he'd still be alive now. I suppose you might be able to find one of his descendants somewhere, if you were lucky. As far as I remember, that bloke always used to be boozing away. I'm surprised he knows anything about the legendary hero. Do you reckon we can trust what he says? My son went off to work in Coburg, but he's back home again now. He was full of all sorts of big ideas about making his fortune and the like. So much for that. Still, I must admit it's a relief to have him back. That's the thing with being a parent. Nothing to say to that, Bianca. Oh well. It's great to see the place looking so good. They're really working hard to keep it nice, eh? Being here really reminds me of Mom. She was always such a strong woman. It was a real shock when that illness wiped her out all of a sudden. My old man and I bought this place from a man called Whitaker. 7 years back now it was. It was obvious it had been well maintained, so it was clearly a good buy. Looks like she don't remember me. I suppose I changed quite a lot since then because I was just a kid. I'm a traveling nun. I can sense certain things, you know. And right now, I'm sensing that the seal placed by the goddess to close off the dark world is gradually weakening. Uh-oh. If that seal were to break, the world would once again be plunged into utter darkness. Brr. That does not sound good, Ms. Nun. Too bad Bianca has nothing to say to that. I'm an old friend of Whitey who used to run the inn. I came back after all these years to pay him a visit. But I'm told he had problems with his health, so he sold up and moved to a village in the mountains far across the sea from here. I was hoping to see that daughter of his again. What a shame. As a matter of fact, sir... Hey, it's me, Bianca. Beggar me, so it is. What a surprise. Haven't you grown, dear? Dad's doing just fine, too. He's much better now since moving to somewhere more peaceful. Well, that's good to hear. This place meant a lot to him, didn't it? I was a bit worried that it might be too hard on him, having to give it up like that. But it's been a relief seeing you and hearing that all's well. Send him my regards next time you see him, eh? I didn't think there'd be anyone here who'd remember me anymore. It's nice to see the old stick. Oh, nice little scene there. This place is full of memories, too. Remember all the times we played hide-and-seek here? I guess so. You always used to go hide in the bath. It was dead easy to find you. It's a shame you never got to try any of Mum's grapes. Yes, that is too bad, isn't it? Now that we've revisited Roundbeck, let's head north and pay a visit to Uptaten Towers. Ah, hello, Drackies. Sorry to say you guys are pretty outclassed. More Drackies. Goodbye, Drackies. And here we are again. I wonder if the Count and Countess are still having a nice peaceful rest. Coming here reminds me of the time we came ghost busting together. That was a scary old night, eh? Yes, definitely a spooky time. It really is a dusty old hole, eh? It's like time stood still ever since we defeated that boss man last time. All the shadows and nooks and crannies in this place were pretty scary back when we were kids, eh? I don't sense anything nasty here no more. Looks like all the monsters have gone for good. Now this place could use a bit of refurbishing. I wonder if that couple is still here. Ah, here they are. I'm Dave and this is Vicky. The thing is, we're in love, but our families don't agree with it. Say we're not of the same class or something. Yes, and yet we couldn't bear to part ways, so we ran away together. We even thought about doing ourselves in like, but then we found this place and thought it wouldn't be a bad pad. We're happy as Larry now. Love across class boundaries, eh? Who do you reckon was the upper class one then? Him or her? It's really quite bizarre, you know. When we first arrived here, it was almost like the castle wanted us to stay. like it was welcoming us somehow. I can't believe we ever thought about ending it all. We couldn't be happier now. Sounds like the Count and Countess have been nice and welcoming to these two, eh? Yep, that's good to hear. Madason looks at the bookshelves. There's a book called A Collection of Love Poems. Madason takes it from the shelf and has a closer look. There's an inscription on the cover which reads, "How do I love thee? Let me count the ways, for my dear miscount with love." Nothing to say about that, eh, Bianca? The inscription on the gravestone reads, "Here lies Miss Count, now sadly out for the count." Heh. This is where I got buried alive. What a laugh, eh? Not that it was much fun at the time, mind. Oh, certainly not. The inscription on the gravestone reads, "Here lies Count Uptaten, whose number is now sadly up." Looks like all's well with the grave, so that's a relief. Yes, it is. It was a bit scary last time, eh? All the thunder and lightning in this place. Yes, it didn't seem entirely natural, did it? Well, I think that's about all we can do at Uptaten Towers. There's still this inn area over here, of course. Do you think that bloke's a ghost, Madason? I think so. Yeah, he looks a bit transparent, eh? Do you think he can't go to his rest? Or do you think he just likes resting at the inn too much? This place is so quiet and relaxing. Anyhow. Yep, this ghostly guy will allow us to stay at the inn. But we don't need to right now. Alright. Next on our honeymoon list, Heavens Above Abbey. Let's see how the nuns are doing. This abbey really feels like a sacred domain for women. I'm a woman myself, and yet I feel a bit like I'm intruding. Oh, think how I must feel. This is Heavens Above Abbey. We have many lost and suffering sheep finding their way to our door. You're searching for your mother, isn't that right, Madason? I'll be praying that you find her safe and sound soon. Thank you, Ms. Nun. You know that nun, eh, Madason? Yes, I did. She helped fish me and Harry out of a barrel. Not to mention Maria. I'm here 'cause I ran away from my husband. He's a mean old ruffian, so he is. You've got kind eyes, though you have. You'll make someone a nice husband, my lovely. We've only just got married, so it's hard to tell what kind of a husband you're going to be. It'll be fun finding out, though. We make all of our own clothes and grow our own food here at the Abbey, you see. We treat things with the utmost care, and we have a great love for the land. Those are two of the main principles of our order. Well, that's Prince Harry married. I'm sure it would make the goddess happy if you were to follow suit, Madason. Actually, Ms. Nunn. Is she blind or what? I'm your wife and I'm stood right next to you. Actually, a few spaces back. For once, the game didn't move you. A prince on a white horse came, and he came and asked Maria, and then Maria said yes, and they got married. I suppose that makes the prince on a white horse Harry. Haha, what a story. It seemed as if Maria had hardly been back with us at the Abbey a few days before Prince Harry returned. If the goddess knew he was coming, she in her infinite wisdom, of course, didn't tell any of us about it. It was quite a shock. Yeah, I can see that. Harry don't act much like a prince. You should have seen him years ago. What a joy Prince Harry has brought to the world, asking Maria for her hand in marriage. Let us hope the young Briscoletti girl from Mostro Ferraro finds someone soon, too. Where has the sister who is taking her home got to? Perhaps it's this trouble with the ships I've been hearing about. Hardly any are sailing now, apparently. I hope she isn't stranded. So this is the Abbey Nereid stayed at once. I wonder what it was she was studying here exactly. Something like domestic goddess training? I wonder what that's about. So that is the Abbey revisited. Easy enemies. Let's take them out, Bianca. Goodbye, enemies. Rough ruffians and a leger de man. Goodbye. And let's check out the teleportal. This place has got a really mysterious feel to it, and it's ever so pretty too. Grr-purr. If you pass through this teleportal, you'll be instantly transported to a land far, far away. But I couldn't possibly allow you to do that at this time of night. That's a shame. I wonder why you're not allowed to pass of a night. Well, we don't want to disturb the poor folk of Coburg Castle, do we? And Abovitall Tower again. Madason tries to open the doors, but they won't budge an inch. Oh yeah? So only a maiden approved by the goddess gets to open the doors to this place, eh? Yep, that's the gist of it. I suppose that counts me out then. Come on, let's go. Yes, you can only get there while Maria is following you around. Some léger de men. So sorry, léger de men. Some slimes appear. Boy, did you run into the wrong party. So long, slimes. Before we continue on with our honeymoon journey, we'll rest here at the Abbey. This is the visitors' lodgings. Yep, we'll stay here for a while. Very well. I wish you pleasant dreams. Thank you, Nun. Good morning. It's another beautiful day outside. That is good to hear. In the next episode, we'll finish up our honeymoon tour by visiting Fortuna. After Fortuna, we'll head to Lodestar Harbor to pick up the ship. This is Heorotlinio. I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time.